Welcome to the Untapped Income interview, where I interview and ask, grill, guys who have done figures up to 50 million naira. Yeah, that's the criteria. Guys who have actually done sales of up to 50 million from their e-commerce business. I interview them, asking them what they did differently. I mean, you could pick one or two things from there to also better your e-com, apply it in your business as well. And today, I'll be having my very good friend, my very, very good friend, who has shattered a lot of goals and barriers and become a force to reckon with in the e-com sector. All right, and he's no other person than Mr. UBONG Rex. Mr. UBONG, you're
Good
welcome.
evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay. All right. So there's no need for introduction. I've done all the introduction. You are an e-com person doing very, very well. So I'll just go straight to the question and ask you these questions. All right. So first question there, the first question there is, how long have you been in the e-com game? How long have you been doing this e-com thing?
Okay. First and foremost, thank you for having me, the Grand Commander himself of the e-com business. All right. I've been in e-commerce for more than 5 years now. I was still counting. Yes.
Wow. 5 years. Okay. Now, did the results that you're getting now happen in the first year or in the first day of starting the business? Did the results happen, so quick? How long did it take you to start getting results? I mean, meaningful results.
Okay. Yeah. I had my own challenges, seriously. If I'm to count the year, because I started a year before I began seeing results. And that first year, I had this serious challenge, and where I had these goods I thought would sell, not knowing I was actually selling the wrong goods. Seriously,
Oh,
it was, and I was thinking it was going to
so
sell.
you probably imported the wrong product.
Yes, I
You
bought
probably
it,
imported the wrong
about
product.
3 products. So I thought it was
Wow.
going to sell the hell. I was going to sell the hell out of it, not knowing that I wasn't going to have any single buyer. And believe me, see, I actually thought e-commerce doesn't work after that experience. Yes, I thought all those things I see, the money and everything was just they were just making it up. Not until I began making success in it. So that
Wonderful.
was basically my challenge, the first challenge I had. I
Wonderful.
think I should say getting the wrong products for the business. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now that is to
Mm.
say that if you have a good product, you are like almost 40% successful already. Because
No,
if you get a
beyond
product that is not
40%.
selling,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
if you have a product that is not selling and you do your marketing right, you're still not going to make as much success as
Of
possible.
course, of
All
course,
right,
of
so
course, of course.
good product it is. Now, what is that thing that you think that was responsible for the big bang, the breakthrough? What was actually really responsible? Is it the product? Is it the marketing? Is it the whatever? I don't know. So what exactly would you say? Can you tell a newbie walk up to you and say,
Y-
"Oh, I want to
Yes,
really
yes, yes.
stand on your shoulders. I want to stand on your shoulders." What exactly do you think I should go ahead and do right now to start getting good results?
Okay, yes. I would say that what was responsible for my success was I think first and foremost my continuous search for knowledge in this business. Because
Wow.
like I said, I gave up, but then I keep seeing real life successes. So I said, no, this thing is real. So I kept on searching for knowledge until I came in contact with that video of yours you did. There was a course you did with
Yeah, income
online.
cycle.
Yeah,
Income
yeah,
cycle.
exactly. So that marked the turning point in my e-commerce business. So I
Wow.
grabbed it and I applied everything, and man, and the sales came rolling. I got so overwhelmed and with sales and all of that that I had to look for hands to help me out then. So I think what marked the turning point was my continuous search for knowledge, because when you get the knowledge, you now know what to do So when I
Exactly.
knew sort of products to buy, how to run my marketing, and everything inclusive. So let me go with that. The continuous
Awesome.
search for the right
Awesome.
knowledge in the
Thank you
business.
very much for
Yes,
that.
yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes, yes.
Now, most times newbie come around and you complain about two things. They tell you, "Oh, I have low capital." Some will even tell you, "I don't have capital." So, for a newbie who doesn't have much capital, and he's a newbie, like he doesn't have all the information yet, he's still trying to learn. All right.
Yeah.
What one advice would you have? Give the person as regards the niche to really sell on for somebody who is not too bossed up, like he has just capital to enough to start, and is a newbie. So, what niche would you advise the person to start with, and why?
Okay. Yes. As a newbie, that simply means the capital for startup is low, and such person wouldn't want to delve into selling products that are so costly. Well, we'll have much niches, health, and many of those niches. But if you so one thing with the health niche is that the products in that niche are a bit costly for sure, because health is not cheap anywhere.
Definitely,
So, but
definitely.
yeah, but I would say that the best niche for a newbie to delve into anytime, any day. Yes, like I also tell people, it should be a niche that has to do with um, providing comfort, yeah, for individuals. It's all about solving problems. Understand? And so, if there is any product that solve a problem in the area of giving the client comfort, okay, something that helps them achieve an easy goal compared to how what it would have cost them if that product wasn't available. So I don't know if I can give example if you want me to.
Yes,
No,
you
don't
can. Go
know.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So now
Go
let's
ahead.
say, because there's a particular product, I don't know, there's this flex tape that helps people to be able to seal up stuffs. Okay. Now that product is selling really good, and the good thing is newbies can delve into it, and it's cheap. It's cheap. So stuffs like that helps solves problem, and also cheap will go a long way. Will go a long way. Will go a long way. So that's that.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
Thank you for the nuggets you drop in here.
Thank
Um,
you.
okay. Now, the few other questions, please. Said this one
All
is
right.
about Facebook advertising. All right. Now,
Facebook
Facebook
advertising.
ads is the major
Yeah.
traffic source for most e-commerce guys. Facebook ad is the
Yeah.
major traffic source for most e-commerce guys. Now, the question is how can someone survive the Facebook ad inconsistency? What can you tell a newbie he should have at the back of his mind, as regards Facebook advertising?
Okay. Facebook advertising. Number one thing, Facebook advertising. See, um, we all know if one is not careful with Facebook, your e-commerce experience can be seriously shattered. So one has to be
Exactly.
careful. Now, but one thing one needs to know is, please and please abide by Facebook's policies. First things first. In fact, you begin abiding by the policy from the moment you are creating your ad account. Because if you mess up there, you might have serious issues. So, and now you have to verify your domain. So be careful. And how you have to do that, verify your domain the right way. Now, once you're done with that, sell products that Facebook allow you to sell. Don't go again. Don't sell things because there are lists of products that they don't want you to sell. So just abide, focus on those ones that you know won't land you in trouble with Facebook. Now, once you've done that, the next issue you want to consider is to sell what works. Before we can just sell anything on Facebook and go with it. But now you have to concentrate on what works, because after a client buys from you, Facebook have a way of going back to that client to ask for feedback. And so when the client begins to say, "Oh, my experience was bad, the product wasn't working," you are closer to getting your account being banned. So what that means is that you need to sell what works. Let it work. Let the customer be happy that this thing I'm getting actually works. And so once you've done that, you have you're actually having you're keeping yourself clear of anything that might want that might lead to Facebook banning you in that regard. And then another thing I've realized is this, because Facebook normally they go on to ask you for identification. So keep your identification close to you, because the time will come when you will actually want to know you, your KYC, know your customer. So make sure such things are kept close with you. Now I'm saying all of this because this actually are the foundation to having an account that is free of issues. Now once you've gotten all this right, you will have a safe ride with Facebook. Then most importantly, when your account is running, like what I do, once my account runs, I make sure I'm running very well. Actually, I make sure that I don't open my Facebook account in so many devices. So I focus basically on my laptop. I open it via my laptop and my phone. So I use those two devices to access my account, because when Facebook begins to notice that you're opening from different devices, different locations, and all of that, it might lead them to want to suspend your account and then ask you more questions and all of that and all of that. And when you start drawing Facebook management close to your other account, is not good enough. So if you put all these things I just said right now to play, I'm sure you have an account that will run for so long. And while other people are complaining the accounts are getting banned here and there, you will be wondering why your own hasn't gotten banned yet, because you've been able to put these things in place. So I think for me, that's what works for me so far, and it's been good all the way.
Awesome, wonderful
Yeah,
nuggets to give there.
yeah,
I mean, I'm just hearing about some of them for the first time. I mean, trying to sell
yeah,
something that works, because definitely Facebook will go
yeah,
back to
sure.
anybody who clicks on your order button, to
Yeah,
ask them for feedback. And if it's something that's not working, the person will be quick. Of course, if it's me, that's what I would do. Ah, that product was trash.
exactly,
And when
exactly. Yeah, the rating, Facebook have a
um
sort of rating for that. The rating falls, and once the rating falls
exactly,
below 2, you're gone.
your account is
Yeah.
gone. Exactly. All right. So few more questions before we call it a day. Um the next one is about this is gonna be short. Now when you started making money. Let's say you started making excess amount of money. All right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you move from that amount to maybe times two or times three of what you were making. Now, what would you
Yeah.
say exactly? What did you do differently, to start making a different figure? What did you do differently?
Okay, nothing much. I simply increase my input. That's it. Because I'm the kind of person I don't believe in selling too many products personally. I believe if I sell one, two, three, it's enough for me to make the millions I want to make. And it gives me focus. And so, but then what you sell, like I said, matters a lot, because there are products, number one, that are saturated in the market, and of course you're gonna fight your way through selling those products. But then if you're able to sell something unique with you and not so rampant in the market, then what I want to say is going to give anybody a whole lot of money. And what do I mean? This is what I'm talking about when I say I simply increase my inputs. um, when I started out, 5,000 naira adverts, 10,000 naira adverts, and I began making good sales. In fact, my first month, I was comfortable with making one sale, two sales a day, three sales a day. And I was just like, so I can have 30 products or maybe 40 products, 40 product, the particular product, 40 pieces rather. And then
Yeah.
I can just end up selling those 40 pieces maybe in 30 days, and I'll be very all right and okay. And I'm finding myself that I'm doing much. That's some money, no doubt. But then
Yeah.
I realized that if I increase my input, if 5K was giving me, let me say 5K was giving me 10K profit or 20K profit, that means 10K will give me 40K profit. And that means
Awesome.
20K will give me 80K. And you know what? I ended up selling even more, more quantities in one day than I
Yeah.
did in a month. So what I
Awesome.
what I sold in a month, let's say 50 pieces in a month, I ended up selling them for one day. Understand? So I increased my input from 5K adverts per day to about 100K, 200K adverts in a day, and even more,
Wonderful.
300K in a day. And you see, you want to make the millions now, isn't it? So the millions will come running. Yes, it will come running. So if 100K gives you 500K profit, that means 200K will surely give you a million naira profit. So I simply
Yeah.
increase my input, and with regards to adverts, and then more sales came through. So that's what I actually did to hit the six-figure margin, and it's been like that ever since. Yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Okay. Um, Now, my next question is, about the one that dealt with, okay, due to the high exchange rates, I'm hearing that
Okay.
dollar is going to hit 1,000 naira very soon. We pray it doesn't get to that point. So it's
Yeah,
really giving, it's really posing a us importance. Now, yeah. So
yeah.
now for a newbie, what do you advise? Do you advise a newbie to import, owing to the huge dollar, high dollar exchange rate, or to source locally? What would you tell a newbie that doesn't have too much capital? Would you tell the newbie to import or to source locally?
Well, um, no doubt this exchange rate has been an issue. But for a newbie, it all depends. Yeah. Why I say it all depends, because um, of the sort of product you want to delve into. Because when you look at sourcing internationally and sourcing locally, they all have their own advantages too. Yes. And I've come to realize something about sourcing locally, because these days you realize that the price, the landing cost of whatever you source internationally tends to be the same with the price of what you want to source locally. Yes. And so you might begin to ask yourself, then what's the need of sourcing internationally? But the thing with sourcing locally is that the products you see locally are not only seen by you. So there are other e-commerce guys who've also seen those products, and so they will also buy. So when you buy locally, you are competing, no doubt. You're competing. Yes, you still make your profit. You still make your sale if you compete well, and you compete. You end up competing with other people that have also seen those products. But when you buy internationally,
Okay.
you're buying a product, that product, because it doesn't exist in the local market. And because you've done your product sourcing, you've tested the market, and you've seen that that product will sell. And so if you end up buying it internationally, then you end up being the only one selling it for as long as you're selling it. And so that means money for you coming in, coming through. So a newbie who
Awesome.
has money enough, I would advise to import if you want to. But for the one starting up that doesn't have enough money, don't worry. Go
Awesome.
source locally, get 30 or 50 products, start out, finish them, go again, finish them, save your money, and then you can now go internationally and buy.
Awesome.
Personally, I do
Very,
both internationally and locally. And so you can
yes,
also
yes.
blend both of them, and then that would be awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'm actually still learning. Okay, now the last question, and like they will say, not the least, um, what do you suggest a newbie can do to check and caution the high exchange rates? All right, the high exchange rates, assuming they
Okay.
decide to import. So, what do you suggest they do? I mean, they can't really go and fix the dollar themselves, so they can only just do stuff from their own end. What exactly do you
Yeah.
think a newbie can do to really, check that dollar exchange rate, not eat it too deep into their profit margin?
Okay. The dollar thing has come to stay, and we don't know when it will bounce back. We don't even know. But so to cushion the effects on a newbie, well, I would say that like I said, a newbie can either decide to import, newbie that has enough money can decide to import or buy locally. Now, if he ends up importing, that means he'll be buying in foreign currency. And so when that happens, and he needs to understand his landing price. So when you now understand your landing price, that's the price it costs you to bring in one product. So when you understand that, then you now look at the economy that you are. How is the economy? How are people reacting to the exchange rate? Because that will determine how you want to proceed with yourselves. Yes, um, purchasing power of individuals have actually dropped, and yet their income hasn't increased. Don't forget that it hasn't increased. So people don't just buy anyhow. Number one, people will buy things that they can afford and things that they need. Of course, you're not selling anything, you're selling something they need. And so, like, I advise people to reconsider their pricing. Yes. So while you're also ordering locally as a newbie, also reconsider your pricing. I mean, the profit will still come,
Okay.
but don't be too greedy. When you become too greedy, you want to make 20,000 naira profit one product, 30,000 naira profit one product. Don't forget that the economy is going bad. And so, with regard to the exchange rate, I think pricing should come first, because when people are able to buy your products with what they have, then you're making sales. You're making sales. Like me, at this point, I try to run my profit within 10K, okay, 10K and maybe a little bit above, and that's okay because you are able to sell 100 pieces. That's ₦1,000,000. So, we, I mean, doing that too, I also attach one or two free gifts, okay, to entice them enough to be able to release their money and buy. And this
Awesome.
is happening because of the effect of exchange rate. You want people to buy no matter what. You want them to dip their hands in their pocket and then bring out that last
That
money,
money.
even if the last money, to buy,
Yes.
because the economy is making them not to buy too much. But if you can put what I just said right now in place, they will definitely buy. And even though the exchange rate is going high, you're not affected much. You're still making your sales and you're
Wonderful.
still
This
in
is
business.
these are golden nuggets you've dropped here.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes, yes.
I don't know why I'm tempted to ask you. If a
Okay.
newbie will walk up to you, bang on your door in the office and open it, and then it's somebody you like, and then he kneels down and say, "Mr. X, please tell me one product that will go and sell now that will make sense." What would you tell such a person?
One product. It's
What
okay.
would you
It's
tell
okay.
such a
It's
person?
okay. Okay, I mentioned it already, but let me also say it again. There's this a product I'm selling right now. Yeah, I know that. Um, it's called Flex Tape. Like I said, it's selling really good. And the other one is also adhesive sealant. So I don't know. You can put on maybe
Wow.
I don't know. They can just search for it. Adhesive is a sealant,
No, they will
just
hear
like
flex tape and
yeah.
adhesive sealant. So they search for it and
Yes, 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 yes.
see.
So it seals
Serious person.
broken stuff, it seals metal, and it's selling really good, really good. It's selling. So
Wow,
they
awesome.
can just
That's
delve
that,
into it
that's
and make
gold.
and make some real money.
That is good. That is good. You just give out there. Thank you very much, Mr. Rex, for coming on the interview. I know my people will appreciate this, hearing from someone
Okay.
who is doing this thing, who has made millions from it. And I mean, there's no bigger way or better way to learn than to learn from somebody's experiences. It's like you now summarizing all your experiences, your errors, the mistakes you made in I mean 20, 24 minutes and then handing it over to them. Thank you once again for coming here today.
Thank you so
And
much for having
yes,
me.
thank you very much. Yeah. So bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. The Grand Commander,
Bye.
sir. Thank you. We still wait for
Thank you.
more. Give us more.